Hey everybody, this is Dr. Dain. Welcome to What the Bleep is Energy, installment number 3, a subject I like to call modulation. What the heck is modulation? Well, it's one of the inherent capacities you have when you're willing to be aware, and it's one of the things that you do naturally that when you're not aware, you think you lose you. What am I talking about? Well, have you ever been around somebody who needed you to be a little softer, a little gentler, in order to communicate with them, in order to connect with them, in order to let them know that they had some value, and you would change your energy to do that? Well, that's modulation. And the funny part is, I mean, how many of you have been told you're a chameleon? Yeah, me too. You know, it's one of our capacities. One of our capacities is to actually modulate our energy to those around us and to the situations around us in order to actually create a different result. But what's happened is we have forgotten the fact that we have the capacity to do this, and now we think we're the effect of it. So for example, when you're around somebody who's sad and their energy is really slow, like for example, I was facilitating an ESB class a couple days ago, yesterday actually, and there was this sweet, beautiful woman there that had slowed herself down to where when you listened to her, you wanted to fall asleep. Now, notice when I did that, what happened to your energy? You're like, huh? Okay, especially if you're not doing anything else while watching. It's like you kind of go, what? And you want to fall asleep too. And what happened is everybody in the class was about to fall asleep while I was talking to her, while she was asking her question, while I was facilitating. Now, this is an incredibly amazing woman who has an incredible amount of energy, yet when she was a girl, she learned that what she needed to do was to modulate her energy, that she needed to actually entrain to the slowness of the world and slow things down so she didn't lose the people around her. And so everybody in the class went to slowness, and I was up there facilitating, watching the entire class fall asleep while this lady was talking, and I was like, wow, I wonder what energy I can be and how I can modulate to her world to give her an awareness that it's okay to be who she is, and at the same time, how can I invite that into a space where she doesn't have to be so slow in her world and can actually recognize that that slowness was something she created, something she chose to do to create a result in somebody else's life. You see, what happens is you have an amazing capacity to shift your energy in every moment. And most of us don't realize this. Most of us think, I am who I am. No, you are who you choose to be in that moment. 10 seconds from now, you could choose something totally different. I mean, really, have you ever been having a really crappy day and just wanted to friggin' stay in bed, and you had a friend or somebody you really liked and you were kind of flirtatious with, and they called you and like, hey, you want to play? And you're like, yeah, I do. You know, and you wake up, you change your energy completely. So your energy that you are on a daily basis, on a moment by moment basis, is actually a choice. Now, do you notice the difference from the beginning of the video till now? Do I feel more alive? Now, as you're watching it, do you feel more alive? Probably so for a lot of you. Once again, if you're just watching the video, if you're not listening to this in the background, you probably do. Why? Because you're tapping into the energy of it, but that's what you've done your whole life. You've tapped into the energy of everything that's in front of you. And if you don't recognize that you have a capacity to modulate your energy, meaning change it to whatever situation is in front of you and whatever you would like to create, what happens is you'll have an energy that's like this, and you go, oh my God, I feel so frantic. And then it'll be around somebody else and they're like, woo, and you're like, I feel so woo. And then somebody else is like, ah, and you go, I feel so ah. Well, that's a capacity you have. I know you keep looking at it and thinking, wow, I'm so wrong, I'm so bad. But that's a capacity you have. Now let's take this one step further to the possibility of using that capacity to create a different world. Using that capacity to create a difference in people's lives. Using it to create a difference in people's bodies. How does that work? Well, I gave you an example of the woman who was talking in class, and she was talking so slowly, and she had, and you, if you were in the class, you would sit there and you would recognize what I'm talking about, the slowness, and yet what I did was I modulated my energy to become aware of her, to connect with her, so she knew, hey, you know what, this guy understands me, which I did, because, you know, we've all done that to some extent at some point in our lives for somebody else usually. And so I did that, but at the same time, what I was doing was modulating my energy here, changing it to what she required, to know that she was heard, and she was, and I saw her, and I heard her, and I understood her. And yet at the same time, I knew that wasn't the totality of her. So I did that, but I also at the same time was like, I know this seems so real, but guess what? What about this as your energy too? And energetically, you could see her go, oh, yeah, I thought this was all I was, because I decided that a long time ago, and I've been that for 20, 30, 40 years. But wow, I realize I am this too. So I was modulating my energy, not just to connect with her, but to go, hey, what if you were this too? And she recognized it, and she started speeding up. And I don't care whether she's fast or slow, but you could tell that when she started speeding up, she got lighter, and she started smiling more, and she got happier. You could feel that it was actually more of her showing up. And so I kept modulating and modulating and modulating and going, hey, what if you're actually faster than you thought? And all of a sudden, this need to be slow started shifting into, wait a minute, this feels like a lot more fun. This feels like a lot more me. And you know, from, you know, so many access classes, what's true makes you feel lighter, a lie makes you feel heavier. And by modulating my energy, she was able to actually follow that to get to the place where she actually felt lighter with the speed of her and the space of her. And in giving her a hug after class, she came up and she gave me this wonderful, beautiful hug, and she was totally present, and she was smiling, and she just said, thank you. Thank you for showing me a way that I've been looking for forever. But I didn't know that I would ever get there, because everything that I saw was through these slow eyes that I had created for myself. In modulating your energy, what you do is you match the energy of the situation that's required. But even more than that, when you're desiring to facilitate consciousness, what you do is you actually give people an invitation to know that they can be what is possible for them that they may have given up on a very long time ago. So I just wanted you to have this awareness. I wanted you to have this tool, and recognize also that if you're somebody who has this capacity innately, if you're one of these people that when you're around somebody, you instantly shift, you've probably been made wrong for it, or made yourself wrong your whole life, because you feel like, oh my gosh, I just turned into people around me. No, it's a gift, it's a capacity. The trick is learning how to use that capacity for you and for other people. And that's what all of this is about, is actually getting to the place where you can use it to create a change in people, to create an invitation to people who would never be invited to something different if you didn't modulate your energy, to recognize it's not a wrongness, to recognize it's actually a strongness, and then to create something different and something greater. So consider this your awareness that modulating is actually not a bad thing. It's actually part of the greatness of you and the strongness of you that you probably thought was a wrongness of you. On that note, my beautiful friends, consider yourself invited to the next ESB class somewhere around the world where we will explore this in depth. I look forward to being with you in person someday soon. Bye.